If you really want to understand how the completing the square method of solving quadratic equation, guys, works, then stick around and watch this video from start to finish, guys. Don't skip any part of this video because everything as far as this video presents, guys, is equally very important, guys. If you skip any part, guys, you might be lost throughout the entire session. So, guys, I am Wenju Macarius, as you can see my name on screen, guys, and this is my channel where I handle complex concepts. I break them down into tiny bits so that any student across the world now can understand the concepts very excitedly. Okay, guys, let's dive straight into the video today. But friends, the last question on this particular session, guys, it's very important. You can't afford to miss it. All right, let's start by looking at some questions. Let's say we have the quadratic equation x squared plus 6x plus 5 equal to 0. We want to solve this equation by the method of completing the squares. Okay, so guys, how it works is that we are going to start by making sure that the coefficient of x squared in this case is 1, right? In this case, guys, we can see that here is x squared plus 6x plus 5 equals to 0, right? Means x squared is already has a coefficient of 1. So we are ready now to go ahead. Secondly, guys, we are going to carry the constant term to the right hand side. The constant term in this case is 5, the term that has no x in it. So when we carry it to the right hand side, guys, we are going to have x squared plus 6x equal to negative 5 because it goes the other way, it becomes negative. Now, guys, at this point, we will need now to complete the square. The method of completing the squares works as such, guys. We are going to take the coefficient of x, which is 6, right? We halve it. We are going to have times 1/2. That's we multiply by 1/2, we divide by 2. Then now, guys, we square the resultant output. We get 6 multiplied by 1/2, guys, give us 3. Then squaring it, guys, we're going to have 3 squared. Great. Then now, guys, we are going to add 3 squared on both sides. So we are going to have x squared plus 6x plus 3 squared equal to negative 5 plus 3 squared. Great. Now, guys, if we examine the left-hand side of this our equation, we see that we have x squared plus 6x plus 3 squared, right? In other words, 9. Now, guys, this is what we do. We take the first term that has been squared, which is x, then the sign of the second term, which is what? Positive, then plus what has also been squared, which is 3, right? We put everything in a square. So if we do that, guys, we are going to have x plus 3, all that squared, equal to this. Our 3 squared, guys, is 9. 9 minus 5 gives us 4, so we are going to have 4. If we take the square root on both sides, guys, we're going to have x plus 2 equal to square root of 4, guys, is plus or minus 2. When we carry positive 3 to the left hand side, we are going to have x to be the same like plus or minus 2 minus 3. At this point, guys, we are going to have two solutions. One will be when we use the positive value, and the other will be when we use the negative value. So if we use a positive value, guys, we are going to have 2 minus 3, which is going to give us, we have positive 2 minus 3. Or, guys, we can have x to be the same like negative 2 when we use a negative minus 3. So, guys, if we simplify correctly, guys, you are going to have our x to be the same as negative 1, or we have x to be negative 5. Wait. So, guys, these are the values of x. Okay. Now, guys, if there's something you don't understand, guys, this is just how the method of solving using completing the square works, guys. It is very important as a math student and as a teacher, guys. You must have to know this method because there are some equations that the only way for you to handle it, to see what actually happens, is by the method of completing the squares. Okay, guys, let's look at the next question. Let's see question 2. The question 2, guys, is saying that we have 3x squared plus x minus 2 equal to 0. Okay, so guys, if you look at this equation, so like I said, our very first step in solving such kind of equations is to make sure the coefficient of x squared is 1. In this case, it is not 1, it is 3. So since we have equal to 0, we need to make that to be 1. By so doing, guys, we're going to divide all by 3. If we do that, guys, we are going to have x squared plus 1/3 x minus 2 over 3 equal to 0. Okay. Now, guys, we are ready to complete the square. But before then, we are going to take minus 2 over 3 and bring it over to the right hand side. It becomes 2 over 3. Then now, guys, as we did initially, the coefficient of x in this case is 1/3, right? So we are going to have 1/3 because we have to complete the square. We halve it, that's divided by 2. We are going to have multiplying it by 1/2. Then, guys, we square the resultant expression, so everything becomes squared. 1/3 times 1/2 is 1 over 6. Squaring that, we have 1 over 6, all that squared. Then now we add to both sides of this our equation. We are therefore going to have and we carry this negative 2 over 3 to the right hand side, we're going to have positive 2 over 3. Adding to both sides, we're going to have x squared plus 1/3 x plus 1 over 6 squared equal to 2 over 3 plus 1 over 6 squared. Then now guys, if you look at the left hand side of this our expression, we are going to take what has been squared here is x, right? X has been squared. Then the sign of the second term, which is positive. Then what has been squared is 1 over 6. We are going to have x plus 1 over 6, all that squared equal to, if you simplify this guy a bit, we're going to have 2 over 3 plus 1 over 6 squared, guys, is 1 over 36. Now, guys, if we simplify the right hand side so well, we are going to have the left hand side remains the same, x plus 1 over 6 squared equal to 25 over 36. That is when we simplify. Now, guys, in this case, we have to take a square root on both sides. Taking the square root on both sides, guys, we are going to have x plus 1 over 6 equal to plus or minus the square root of 25, guys, is 5. That of 36 is 6. We have plus minus 5 over 6. Now, guys, if we carry positive 1, 6 to the right hand side, we are going to have x with the same like plus or minus 5 over 6 minus 1 over 6. Now, guys, there are two values of x we are going to get. One will be when we use the positive, and the other will be when we use the negative. So when we use the positive, we are going to have x to be the same like 2 over 3. Use the negative, guys, we are going to have x to be the same like negative 1. Great. So, guys, this is how we can complete this equation. So, guys, if there's something you don't understand, just let me know in the comment section down below, guys. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Okay, now, guys, let's look at question 3, which is a little bit different from what we have been doing. Namely, we are going to have 5x squared plus 5x minus 2. Our goal is to complete the square of this our expression. Guys, keep in mind that we no longer have equal to 0, right? It is not a mistake, guys. I did it intentionally, okay? This now becomes a quadratic expression, not an equation. Okay, so guys, what makes it different is that for us to solve it similarly, we are going to make sure the coefficient of x squared is 1, right? But in this case, it's 5. Now, what makes it different is that rather what we did initially was that what we divided all through by the coefficient of x squared, right, to make it a subject. But in this case, since we don't have both sides, since we don't have equal to something, we are rather going to factor out 5. So if we factor out 5, guys, we are going to have 5 into, we have x squared plus x minus 2 over 5, because 5 multiplies x gives us 5x squared, 5 multiplies x gives us 5x, 5 times negative 2 over 5 gives us minus 2. Now, guys, if you look at the interior of this our expression, we can complete the interior, right? We can complete the square of x squared plus x minus 2 over 5. Now, guys, something slightly is going to happen, okay? Something slightly happens. But similarly, guys, what we are going to do is that we are going to look for what we are going to use to complete the square. We take the coefficient of x, which in this case is 1, right? We half it, that's we're going to multiply by 1/2. We square both sides. When we do that, guys, we are going to have 1 times 1/2 gives us 1/2. Squaring that gives us 1/2, all that squared, right? We add to both sides of this equation. We are going to have 5 into, we have x squared plus x plus, we add 1/2 squared, we subtract back the 1/2 other squared, then we have minus 2 over 5. Guys, the reason I'm subtracting is that you should not ask me why I am adding 1/2 squared, okay? Because if we subtract these two, guys, we are going to have 0, and it gives us exactly the expression we have here initially. So we are going to subtract, add 1/2 squared and subtract it. If this guy was equated to 0, we rather add on both sides. But in this case, since there is nothing like equal to 0 involved, we add it, guys, and subtract it. Now, if we work just with the expression x squared plus x plus 1/2 squared, we can see that what has been squared here is x, right? And the sign here is positive. What has been squared here is 1/2. So when we do that, we are going to have, we still have 5 into, when we factor all this guy, we are going to have x plus 1/2 squared. Then 1/2 squared is 1 over 4. Simplifying this minus 1/2 squared minus 2 over 5 gives us minus 9 over 20. So, guys, if we multiply 5 all through now, guys, we are therefore going to have this our expression, that is 5x squared plus 5x. Oops, guys, here also having 5, okay? Please make the correction. Here also having 5. Okay, sorry guys, here also having 5. X minus 2 identically equal to, we multiply both, so we're going to have 5 into x plus 1 half squared. Then guys, 5 multiplies 20, we are going to have 5 here, 1, 5 to 24 times, so we have minus 9 over 4. Guys, at this point you can state clearly that the center of symmetry, or the line of symmetry of this our curve, is going to be when we equate x plus 1 equal to 0, we are going to have x to be the same like minus 1 half. Then the minimum value, guys, is minus 9 over 4. Okay. Okay, guys. Then, our friends, let's look at the very important question, which reads that, very important, guys, that given that f of x equal to ax squared plus bx plus c, we should show without the direct use of calculus that f of x has turning points at minus b over 2a, comma 4ac minus b squared over 4a. Okay, so guys, they want us to show this without the use of calculus. Okay, so guys, let's go ahead. We start with our quadratic equation equal to ax squared plus bx plus c. Guys, keep in mind that we don't have both sides, right? This guy is not equal to 0. So we are going to work with the right hand side. So we are going to factor out a like we did in this our case, right? We factor out the coefficient of x squared, which is a. Since the coefficient of x squared is not 1, so we factor out a. We're going to have a into, we have x squared plus b over ax plus c over a. If you multiply out this a on both sides, we're going to have ax squared plus bx plus c. Great. So guys, at this point now, we can complete the interior, right? Just as we did it, we can complete the inside. Now guys, similarly as we have been completing, we simply take the coefficient of x, which is b over a, multiplied by 2, we are going to have b over 2a. Squaring that, we have b over 2a, all that squared. When we add and subtract, guys, we are going to have f of x being equal to, we have a into x squared plus b over ax plus half of this guy's squared is going to b over 2a squared. We subtract it back, friends. We have b over 2a, all that squared. So that this quantity in green, guys, gives us 0. We have our original expression. But friends, factoring out x squared plus b over ax plus b over 2a all that squared, we take what has been squared here is x, right? The sign here is positive. What has been squared here is b over 2a. So we are going to have f of x being equal to, we have a into, we have x plus b over 2a, everything squared. Then we have minus b over 2a squared plus c over a. If we simplify, minus b over 2a all that squared plus c over a. Repeat, guys, we are going to have our f of x being equal to a into x plus b over 2a squared plus 4ac minus b squared. Now guys, if we multiply our a on both, if we multiply out the bracket with a, we are going to have f of x being equal to a into, we have x plus b over 2a squared plus, you notice that a is going to reduce this a, right? A reduces this guy here, so we are going to have b 4ac minus b squared over 4a squared. Wait, so friends, you notice that to get our x value, right, to get the first value, which is the x value at the turning point, we are going to equate what is in this bracket to 0. If you equate what is in this bracket to 0, guys, you're going to have x be the same like what, guys? Negative b over 2a, which is what we have. Then friends, when we substitute back negative b over 2a into this our expression, this whole quantity gives us what? 0, right? Wait, this whole quantity gives us 0. Therefore, means we're going to have the next f of x value to be same like what, guys? 4ac minus b squared over 4a as required. Great. So guys, thank you for watching the video. I hope you understood, guys. If you found this video useful, guys, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to this channel if you want more great content from Hormonmark Academy. We have our WhatsApp group in the description of this video, guys. Check it out and join our WhatsApp group to prepare for all your GCE, WAEC, and so on examination. So guys, have a blessed day.